Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mike Colleen at MikeColleen.com. So the title of this video is going to be Show 'em Your Teeth. So I'm going to teach you a little bit about fighting, okay? Now I don't necessarily mean like fist fighting or physical fighting, but it does apply to that for sure. In fact, that's where it comes from. So this could be argument and debate. This could be dealing with a narcissist on a social level, whatever. So there's a series of animals. I forget the name of the animal family, but one of them is the wolverine. Wolverines do not give a... Alright, so wolverines do not give a shit. They just don't. There's a real funny cartoon-like thing, but it's actually an actual, it's a honey badger. It's on YouTube, and you can put honey badger don't give a shit. I'm copying the link. I'm going to put it in the description box. Now the first thing I want to point out about narcissists, especially covert narcissists, is they're cowards. They're looking for an easy payday. They're looking to get you literally to pay for their rent, to pay for their this, their that. They're looking for an easy source. They're looking, okay, in other words, here's my point. They don't want to have to fight. They want you to just take it and be abused and never fight back. Now here's the thing you have to understand about covert narcissists if you haven't heard it already. They don't like to suffer. They don't like consequences. In other words, they're looking for an easy victim. So when you fight back, that just completely blows all their plans. Like, whoa, 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 what's going on here? Especially if you've been with them for a while, when you fight back and you're relentless and you don't stop and you never back down, they're like, whoa, whoa. They're like, they will, not only do they rethink this, but they're like, I'm out of here. Because covert narcissists are covert because they're cowards, because they're weak. They're not covert because they're strong. If they were strong, they wouldn't be covert. They would just be a narcissist. So here's my point. One of the biggest mistakes Pastor Rex many years ago when I was about 20 years old, 21, was like, Mike, you've got to earn, you've got to make people respect you. I'm like, what are you talking about? See, if you don't make people respect you, they'll walk all over you. And, that's something that I was like, oh, come on, man. Because I was all about being nice because I'm an empath. Now, back then, I never even heard of that word. But I was this nice guy. I always thought you could reason with people. One thing we've learned about narcissists, you absolutely cannot reason with them. There's no reasoning at all. And if you're nice to them all the time, if you don't check them, like literally in hockey up against the boards, they're just going to think you're this weak pushover, and they're just going to go on the attack, and they're going to be relentless, and they're going to destroy you. So when you fight back, it like shocks the hell out of them. Whoa, it was like something they didn't, not only did they not expect it, it wasn't even in the playbook. They're like, whoa, what the hell is this? And then they're like, I'm out of here, screw this. So here we have one of my favorite animals. This is the honey badger. Now there's a family of animals that are just like this. I can't remember the name of that family. But you have the wolverine, the honey badger, all the way down to the weasel. These are some animals that you absolutely do not want to mess with at all, because these guys literally don't give a shit. They are relentless, they are fearless, and they are vicious. Now they're only about 30 pounds. The wolverine's bigger than the honey badger, but not by much, maybe 40, 50 pounds, something like that. But here's the deal. This little honey badger will literally not only fight a lion, a 400, 500 pound lion, but they'll win. The lion will retreat 100% of the time, for sure. In fact, most lions, once they come across one of these guys one time, they will never, ever, ever mess with them again, because they get so hurt and so damaged when fighting with one of these guys. And you're thinking, wait a minute, but a lion is literally like 10 times bigger. Yeah, a little bit more than 10 times bigger. And stronger and more powerful, bigger teeth, bigger claws, everything. Alright, so let me teach you something that I learned in kickboxing. I played a lot of combat sports, wrestling, boxing, kickboxing, football. I remember there was a match in kickboxing. Now at this point I was undefeated. And I had just picked this guy apart, and I had really destroyed this dude. Now I was just freaking elated. It was a real big deal. But let me tell you something. The next morning when the adrenaline wore off, I was in absolute agony. And I remember thinking to myself, Jesus, I mean, I'm the one who won the fight. The point being was I was in a lot of freaking pain. And that's something a lot of people don't realize about fighters, is it's not like the winner walks away unscathed and there's no pain. Like, no, there's a lot of pain. There's a lot of suffering. But you know what? That's okay. Do you know why? Because the honey badger don't give a shit. There's a really funny link that I'm going to leave down there. And the thing is, the guy's being sarcastic. He's being funny. But it is absolutely true about honey badgers and wolverines and weasels. They don't give a shit. Pain is nothing to them. Because the one thing about a honey badger is they are not going to put up with any shit from anybody. Now let's look back at the narcissist. They're called covert for a reason, because they're cowards. They're always looking for the easy way out. They're always looking for the easy money, the easy this, the easy that. When you become the most difficult, asinine, insane little demon devil to where they don't want to deal with you, like they're going to be like, I'm out of here. I'm done with this. I'm not doing this anymore. See, here's the deal. We are put through the fire again and again and again, and they don't stop. And here's the thing. What ends up happening is we turn into honey badgers. We become relentless. Like, oh, okay, well, I guess we got to deal with this again. No problem. Hey, I'll see you at dinner tonight. And you go out there and you fight off the narcissist. The thing you have to realize is most people, majority of people by far, they do not want to get injured. They do not want to get hurt. They don't want to be harassed. They do not want to deal with that. Just like this lion here. Lions, after they've dealt with a honey badger once, they're like, never again. I will never go back to that. And not only that, but in the middle of that fight, they're like, this little thing that I thought that I could take over, that I could just destroy, will not freaking stop. They will not back down. They're like, yeah, especially when it comes to a narcissist, covert narcissist, like, nope, I'm out of here. So let me teach you something about fighting. It's not about winning. It's not about winning at all. It's about inflicting as much damage on them as you absolutely can. When you go into a fight with that attitude and you don't care if you win or lose, it does not matter, because you have already won the fight, because you're not going to back down and you're going to do everything in your power to inflict as much pain as possible. And they're going to second guess, third guess, fourth guess, and be like, you know what? I'm out of here. In other words, be as difficult of a target as you can possibly be. That is the goal. See, the reason why narcissists in the beginning, that's what they call it. They call it targeting you. They begin to research and study you, and they begin to, like how a leopard, hunts down their prey. Stalks their prey. Is they research you and study you. And here's the thing. They're going to love bomb you because they want to soften you up. They want you to be nice. When you're not nice in return, they're going to be like, wait, what's going on here? Okay, so here's the point. Is your goal is to become as difficult and as painful and as irritating as freaking possible. And I'm going to tell you, they do not want to be around that. They're looking to you to be the person they can abuse to death, and then they want you to nurture and love them in return like a loving mother would, because their mother didn't. And when you're not this nurturing source of energy to them, they don't want to have nothing to do with you. In fact, when you're the complete opposite, they're going to turn around and run. And by the way, this is a real picture where this honey badger is literally chasing this 500-pound lion. Did I mention honey badgers are about 30 pounds or so? So here's the deal. Narcissists are literally using their predator brain, the reptilian brain, just like the lion, the leopard, the black panther, and all those guys, even a cat. So who do they, whenever you watch those videos of in Africa where the lions are stalking their prey, who do they pick? What do they always say, even in science class in middle school and high school? There's a phrase they have for it. It's called thinning the herd. They're not going after the biggest, strongest, most youthful males. They're going for the ones that have lame legs, the ones that are weak, the ones that are slow. Because it's Mother Nature's way of making sure the strongest DNA interbreed with the strongest DNA, okay? So they take out the lame, they take out the weak, they take out the sick, and they take out the old. In other words, predators don't go for the strongest ones. They go for the ones that they believe are the weakest in the herd that are about to die anyways, and they go after them to kill them and to destroy them. So when you start kicking back and you start fighting back, they're like, whoa, 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 I picked the wrong one. See, their whole DNA, the whole predatorial system, the whole reptilian brain, it's not designed to go after the strong ones. It's designed to go after the weak ones. Now here's where they made the mistake. They picked you because you were nice. And narcissists believe that niceness means weakness. In other words, you've all heard the phrase, some people say, don't take my kindness as weakness. That's exactly what a narcissist does. So in their reptilian brain, they're like, oh, this is the weakest of the herd, and we need to thin the herd, so you got to go. So this is why you have to show strength. This is why you have to be aggressive. This is why you got to kick, you got to scratch, you got to claw, you got to bite. You've got to freaking fight for your life, because here's the deal. If they can kill you and get away with it, they will. This is not a game. I've actually met narcissists who told me it was this one girl, it was back in my 20s, and she was super sad, and I'm like, what's wrong with this person? Like, it was really weird, and I felt, as a dumbass, I felt sorry for her, and I invited her over a couple of times, and she just sat there, and I think it was the third or fourth time, I'm like, what is going on? And she had said to me, she goes, I convinced my boyfriend to kill himself. I go, what do you mean you convinced him? She goes, for months I just kept telling him he was a loser, he was no good to society, no one cared about him, you might as well just kill yourself. And she goes, I go, why would you do that? She goes, I was just trying to see if I could get him to do it. I'm like, why? She goes, just to see if I could do it. And then when he did it, I realized what I'd actually done. Now here's the thing. You don't have to, number one, you don't have to win. You don't. You just got to be this irritating, relentless, non-stop pain in the ass. You've got to be a thorn in their side that they will do anything to get rid of. Remember, it's not the size of you. It's the size of the fight that's inside you. I know women who are like 5 foot tall, 5'1", 100 pounds, who nobody will mess with because they're just verbally aggressive. They stand their ground and they don't put up with any shit because they know they don't really have a choice, because people are just going to walk all over them until they stand up. And the surprising thing is, narcissists will back down if you are serious about saying, no, I'm not doing this no more. So be like the honey badger. Get thick skin. Stop caring what people think about you. And I tell you what, that's one of the main things that really is. It was like, because it got to a point where I didn't have a choice. I literally just, there's a couple of videos I made, about 3 or 4 or 5 videos before this, that explains my process on how I just wrote people off. I'm like, well, they're flying monkeys anyways, or they're narcissistic anyways, so why would I care what they think? Long story short, you just begin to have these realizations about people and being like, God, they're just horrible people. Yeah, so why do you care what they think? When I finally started viewing all those people as either narcissists or they're flying monkeys, all of a sudden, I just didn't care anymore. I finally became the honey badger. And remember, the honey badger don't give a shit. So be relentless, be fearless, and never, ever back down. And there's one thing I want to put out there. Start lifting weights, start doing your push-ups, start doing your sit-ups, work out at least 3 days a week. Learn how to box, learn how to kickbox, learn how to kick, learn how to throw, take wrestling classes. There's all kinds of gyms now, MMA gyms, where they can teach you everything from Muay Thai to wrestling to Jiu-Jitsu to everything. Get out there and start doing it. Here's the thing. You don't have to be the best in the world. Just be relentless. Keep moving forward. Keep learning techniques on how to flip, throw, kick, punch, break. and do whatever you can. Again, you don't have to be in the best shape. I'm 54 and I started retraining again about a year and a half ago. And do you know why? Because I don't give a shit. You know what's really cool about this whole journey? You come to a place where life becomes fun again. It becomes funner than it was before you dealt with this narcissist. It's like right now, the funny thing is I'm more social now than I've ever been. I just open up, start talking to people. Now, when I notice they're giving me that narcissistic vibe or doing stuff, boom, I just turn and walk. Sometimes I don't even say nothing. I just walk away in the middle of a conversation. I don't give a shit. So here's the deal. Doing push-ups and sit-ups again and running and jogging and doing, hill runs and, all the stuff I'm doing, lifting weights, training. There's actually a guy literally right damn around the corner from me, eighth of a block away. He's got a Muay Thai bag up and he trains in Muay Thai and his father is an instructor in Thailand. They live here now. So I go over there and train 2-3 days a week. Another thing that I do, I have a fixie bike, so I ride that bike. Like tell you what I did, I rode it to the top of the Richmond Bridge. I actually have a video of that. I've got a lot of video I've made in the last couple of days. Hopefully I can get it all out there. I don't know if I will because of the wind factor, but my point is I am relentless on that damn thing. I ride that bike 3, sometimes 4 days a week. My legs are just burning. I gotta tell you something, I feel more free now than I ever have in my entire life. The one thing is, it's not about being perfect, being a perfect fighter, being a perfect anything. It's your attitude, and that's really what it's about. That's why the honey badger is so badass, and the wolverine, and even the weasel. You do not want to mess with the weasel. They will shred you. And that's who you have to become. You have to become the honey badger. You have to be like this person that'll just shred people at the drop of a hat. Now people are like, but does that mean I'm a mean person? No, I'm not saying go around being mean to nice people. That's not what I'm saying. Or people are nice to you. Just to people that start messing with you. It's like, show them your teeth. Because otherwise, they're just going to keep pushing you. Because look, bullies, those kind of people, that's the thing. They push you a little bit to see if they can get away with it. They do a little more, and they never stop until you make them stop. And that is exactly what all of this is about. If there is a spiritual journey going on, if there's a lesson going on, it's finally teaching you to stand on your own 2 damn feet and fight fucking back, because they will not stop until you shove it in their face, and then they'll be like, oh, I guess I can't do this anymore, and then they stop. That's life, that's reality, that's the way it works, whether you like it or not. So be strong. So get out there, kick ass, make it happen. Hey, this is Mike Colleen at MikeColleen.com. God bless you guys. Remember, click subscribe, click the like button, and I'll see you in the next video.